Jack and Jill and Magical Creature. Jack and Jill had been planning it for weeks, and they were finally ready to set out. Jack and Jill were excited for their new adventure. They had packed their bags, said goodbye to their friends and family, and were now standing at the edge of the forest, looking out at the unknown. "Are you ready?" Jack asked. "I am ready," Jill said. They took a deep breath and stepped into the forest. The trees were taller and the leaves were thicker, blocking out most of the sunlight. It was quiet and peaceful, and Jack and Jill could hear the sound of their own hearts beating in their chests. They walked for a while, following a winding path that led them deeper and deeper into the forest. The tree grew thicker and the air became cooler. Jack and Jill could hear the sound of running water in the distance. Finally, they came to a clearing. In the middle of the clearing was a small cabin. The cabin was made of wood and had a thatched roof. There was a smokestack rising from the roof, and Jack and Jill could see the smoke curling up into the sky. Jack and Jill walked up to the cabin and knocked on the door. A moment later, the door opened and an old lady stepped out. She was wearing a long white dress and had a kind smile on her face. "Hello," the old lady said. "Can I help you?" "We are looking for an adventure," Jack said. "Oh, you have came to a right place," the old lady said. "I am keeper of the forest, and I can help you to find the adventure of your dreams." The old lady invited Jack and Jill inside the cabin. She gave them each a cup of tea and told them about the many adventures that were available in the forest. There were caves to explore, mountains to climb, and rivers to raft down. There were also magical creatures to meet and hidden treasures to find. Jack and Jill were excited by the possibilities. They spent the rest of the day talking to the old lady and planning their adventure. They set out into the forest ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. Jack and Jill had been to the cave and climbed the mountain, but they had not yet met any magical creatures. They were determined to find some, so they set out into the forest looking for a sign of magic. They walked for a long time, but they did not see anything out of the ordinary. They were about to give up when they came across a small clearing. In the middle of the clearing was a large oak tree. The tree was covered in moss and its branches were twisted and gnarled. Jack and Jill walked up to the tree and looked around. They could not see anything unusual, but they could feel a sense of magic in the air. They stood there for a moment, listening to the sound of wind in the trees. Suddenly, they heard a noise. They turned around and saw a small creature standing behind them. The creature was about the size of a cat, and it had green skin and big ears. "Hello," said the creature. "My name is Willow." Jack and Jill were surprised. They had never seen a creature like Willow before. "Hello," Jack said. "My name is Jack." "And my name is Jill," Jill said. "It's nice to meet you," Willow said. "What are you doing here?" "We are looking for a magical creature," Jack said. "Well, you have found one," Willow said. "I am a fairy." Jack and Jill were amazed. They had never met a fairy before. "Can you show us some magic?" Jill asked. "Of course," Willow said. She waved her hand and a small flower appeared in her hand. "Wow," Jack said. "That's amazing," Jill said. "Thank you," Willow said. "I am glad you like it." Jack and Jill spent the rest of the day with Willow. She showed them all sorts of magic and they had lots of fun. They learned that Willow could fly and she could make things appear and disappear. She also told them stories about the other magical creatures that lived in the forest. Jack and Jill were sad when it was time to go. They had had a wonderful time with Willow, and they had learned a lot about magic. They promised to visit her again soon. Jack and Jill walked back through the forest, feeling happy and content. They had had a great adventure, and they had even met a magical creature. They could not wait to tell their friends and family about it. Willow taught Jack and Jill a magic trick that involved making coins disappear and reappear. She also taught them how to call her if they ever needed her, especially during their adventures. To call Willow, they would need to whisper her name 3 times into a flower. Willow would then appear and help them with whatever they needed. Jack and Jill were excited to have Willow's help. They knew that she would be a valuable asset on their adventures. The next day, Jack and Jill set out into the forest looking for more magical creatures. They were armed with Willow's magic trick and her promise to help them. They walked for a long time, but they did not see anything out of the ordinary. They were about to give up when they came across a group of goblins. The goblins were small and green, and they had big ears and pointy teeth. They whispered her name 3 times into a flower, and Willow appeared. Willow smiled at Jack and Jill. "I am here to help," she said. Willow waved her hand, and the goblin disappeared. Jack and Jill were amazed. "Thank you," Jack said. "You are welcome," Willow said. "Now go on your adventure. I will be here if you need me." Jack and Jill waved goodbye to Willow and continued on their way. They were excited to continue their adventure, knowing that Willow was there to help them if they needed her.